What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Cover Lines with me, your host, Brian B.Dot Miller. And today's cover star is a prolific powerhouse with a new album powered by Harry Fraud.
Man.
Please welcome Curren.
Prolific powerhouse. Thank you. Thank you. I don't know what else to say. Yeah. What's up, y'all?
Yes, sir. Spitta's in the building.
Yeah. Glad to be here, brother.
Glad to see. But Curren, before we get into this album, my friend Larry, he's in town. He is probably one of the biggest Curren fans. He's in town from Boston. He wanted to come say what's up to you.
That's easy.
If that was cool. Larry, can you come say hi to Curren?
Yeah, I don't have the gloves.
Yeah, it's all good.
Yeah.
Nah, it's all good. You can hold Larry if you want. Yeah. Shout out to our friends over at the NBA.
I will just feel some of these champions inscribed in there.
Yes. Larry, Curren, Larry.
Yeah, man, what's up, Larry? I got a couple buddies named Larry, so the namesake is familiar. Good to meet you.
You're a big basketball fan, Curren.
Yeah.
Talk about your love.
Well, I'm a Pelicans fan.
Yes.
And basketball of like the late 80s, 90s, all the Sega Genesis basketball eras. If they made a game for it back then that's my era.
Right. And
YouTube and shit, I can just live there.
And your brand Jet Life did a collabo with the Pelicans.
Yeah, we
before.
did. Yeah, a couple years in a row.
Yeah.
Some sweatsuits, shorts, shoot around shirts, stuff that they actually were wearing on the court and everything.
Right. And you've been like a big brother to star Zion Williamson too, right?
Man, he's a cool guy, man. You know, the thing is, I don't go out too much, but I know kind of places to go where you won't be bothered too much. So people ask me like maybe what I would do.
Right.
You know.
Who was your favorite player growing up?
Kenny Anderson.
Kenny Anderson.
All the way.
Okay.
I mean, Michael Jordan, clearly. But, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Everybody's going to pick, you know what I'm saying? So I always had other players like that I gravitated to.
I mean, he had a song dedicated to Scottie Pippen.
Yeah, for sure. You know what I'm saying? Because he was all around an incredible player, right alongside a superstar.
Right.
All right? But he was a superstar in his own right. But you had to have special vision to be able to see it.
Right.
And then in certain times when one wasn't present, he stepped up and you really saw who it was. And I would like to liken that to my career, like through different changes and moves that I've been, like that's what was going on. Like when it was my turn, it was my turn. When it wasn't my turn, there was definitely somebody in place that could win the championship and I didn't have to do too much, you know?
Right. And your
sometimes I got rings just from chilling. You know what I'm saying?
That's a fact. And I know jerseys are really important to you. Best NBA jersey of all time.
Darius Miles.
Clippers.
Yeah. Both of them, home and away.
Wow.
Yeah.
You just like the colorways?
Yeah. And then the whole thing that went with his stepping into the league and all the hoopla and shit about him. And then if you really knew and you knew how he got down, then you was happy for him too. So everybody identified to him like through his youth and shit. So that jersey was important to him.
Yeah. I've always been a big Raptors. I like the Vancouver Grizzlies colorways.
Stoudemire?
I mean, it doesn't matter. Just
okay.
Just the colors.
All right, so yeah, if we're going off that, the Nets 80s, like it kind of looked like a tie-dye.
Oh yeah,
I see Drazen Petrovic, rest in peace with that.
Yeah,
that one. Yeah.
Best shorts. I think Chicago Bulls.
Orlando Magic.
Which one?
The pinstripe joints down there. White or black, either way. Then you got the big star right there.
Yeah.
And then like it cuts in, it tapers in a little bit. That's it. That's the one. That's like rich shorts. Those go with like Porsches, like a GT3 or some shit like that. You should just have those on, just bust a move.
Mandatory.
Yeah.
All right, let's put Larry down for a little bit.
Yeah.
Want to take Larry back? Yeah, all right, let's take Larry back.
Yeah. Put the old guy in his wheelchair. Wheel him back there, get him some pudding.
Well, Larry's making his rounds, but you're making your rounds too, Spitta, man.
My second time seeing that guy.
It is?
Yeah, I seen that guy.
It's like an old friend.
Yeah.
You making your rounds too on this 420 tour, man?
Yeah, we're not stopping.
How's it going so far?
It's not a time. It's not a date. It's a state of mind. It's a lifestyle. People like the 420 tour. 420 passed already. Like we're well into May, but it's all up here. You know?
Yeah.
And all the shows have been packed. A lot of people telling me what songs impacted them in their life. And then what's crazy is you come to these cities so many years in a row and you kind of remember faces and stories. And I'm watching people like, okay, now my girl is pregnant, or so forth and so on. Or I opened this business. We did this, and it's the shit that they were telling me they were thinking about, early on. and when I started touring. And now we've all like grown up. The listeners have grown up, and they're like well on their way in their lives and telling me about like what part I played in it.
Right.
And I tell them, you know, that plays a part in me continuing to make music. Because now I know it's not for nothing. It's not just for the sake of jamming. It's kind of important to some people.
Yeah. You have like one of the most prolific catalogs in hip hop. How do you narrow down your set list?
I don't. I never discuss it. I don't never know. You know, whatever we do. Before we roll out on tour, maybe a couple of days before, my DJ in the band will show me like the wish list.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, okay, I know 6 bars of this song. I know this much of this song, this much of this song. Let's see what we do.
I was curious, like how far do you pull back? Do you do songs like Michael Knight or King Kong?
Of course. Those are ones that I can't avoid. It's crazy because I feel like that's the hook that brought the listeners in, like around the Pilot Talk era. But then when I don't do certain songs, they ask for stuff older than that. Then like the newer records, I put out projects so much, I never really know what's too new or what do they mean new, because the project you heard last might not be the last project that I dropped. That's where your ear stopped. You fell in love with that and you locked the door, and then we dropped 7 more tapes after that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I really just got to do analytics research and see like what's moving around. Like, okay, well, yeah, we're going to have to do that one.
Yeah, because you have a lot of fan favorites. Do certain cities prefer certain records?
The thing with my listeners, bro, it's not geographical. They live where they live. They live where they were born. But the music transcends those, you know, regional things. Like whatever, like the records that Jet Life listeners like or the records that Jet Life listeners like. It's kind of just universal.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Now let's talk about this new album, Never Catch Us.
Yeah.
This is your 9th project with Harry Fraud.
For sure.
The last time you guys collaborated was in 2023 with Vices. Was creating this album different or the same this time around?
This time, well, with Vices, I was just using my affinity for Miami Vice seasons 2 through 4 to kind of pen the tape, to provide all the samples, the soundscape. All the music came from like background music during the dialogue or montage from Miami Vice. That's what we made up. Well, that's what Harry made the beat. All I would do was call him at like 2 a.m. like, yo, at 13 minutes and so, Crockett walks into a building, this music is playing, let me get that. And he's like, bro, it's 4 seconds. You want me to? I'm like, fuck you, Harry Fraud. I would think you could do it. So he always nailed it. This time, without me pulling from a movie or inspiration like that, we already knew that we carved that lane out already. So we knew what to do, and we know the sounds that would conjure up those thoughts and those visions. So he just sent me all those.
How many songs do you and Harry Fraud have on Lock Stash?
1,100.
At least.
Yeah, roughly 1,100. We have like deluxes. And is that what you call them? When you come back, it's another tape for me.
Oh my goodness.
I never just say it's the so-and-so deluxe. We name it again and we put something else out. So we got a gang of that.
And it feels like every project you guys collaborate on has like some nautical theme surrounding it. Is that even down to the cover?
It's been
art?
that forever. The first tape we ever did was Cigarette Boats.
Yeah.
And I was stuck on this documentary I saw. It was called Square Groupers. Square Groupers and Cocaine Cowboys had just kind of like swept.
Yeah.
It had got to Netflix. It wasn't even just something you talk about no more. It was on Netflix and all this shit. And that's when they started talking about the Go Fast boats. So just the idea of what was behind that boat, when you see it, you know, this guy might just be into speedboats, but he doesn't just have that. That boat has a double life every time. Motherfuckers will win races with those boats and do the race with those boats. You know what I'm saying? So that shit mattered to me.
That's dope. Yeah. And as far as features go, you have some of the usual suspects on there, like Primo Rice, Jay Worthy.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that. Styles.
Yeah. Fendi P.
Styles P. Yep, Fendi P.
Killed it. Babyface had a crazy verses.
Then when you reached out to me about that, I don't even think I read it all the way through before I did. I'm sorry. I screenshotted it. I sent it to my bro. You know what I'm saying?
All
I was like,
good.
I didn't even read it all the way through. I was like, nah, motherfucker, you need to know that this happening.
Yeah.
Straight up.
But it's always dope to hear you and Wiz Khalifa on the track. It's almost something comforting about that.
Nah, well, you know, we was broke together. So when we don't even have to be around one another. You know how it is with your homie. Like, if you ain't seen him in a long time, whenever y'all line up, and it's like, if we get on the court, like, I know where he is, so I could throw the ball that way, you know what I'm saying? So whatever. So that shit is nothing. I really think what happened, I had like 2 or 3 projects where we hadn't worked. And I was like, I just looked at the train like, whoa, you know, I didn't know I did that, you know what I'm saying? And I had just done the one for Kush and OJ2 for him. Like, we need
Jet
to do.
Taylor's.
I
didn't know that was a swap or not.
Yeah, nah, bro. Just he was like, yo, I cannot put this album out without you on this record. And I had never, I'm so bad with my phone, bro. Like, dude had to actually like call me and then like hit me on Instagram, like, bro. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, I don't know what the fuck wrong with me, my fault. And got the record right back to bro.
Man, loved it. Loved that verse on Jet Taylor as well, man.
Thank you, bro.
But also on the opening track of Never Catch's Drop Zone, you set the tone, right? You say you're considered a legend by legends, but overlooked by peasants with media presence.
Okay,
Now, you said it yourself, like you've had a run that most people should pray for, but like what ways do you think you're overlooked?
Well, I mean, somebody snuck me on the Mount Rushmore, on the mixtape Mount Rushmore, and that upset so many people. Other people made their own ones with the AI and who needed to be there. I think maybe you did one and slighted me too, but that's okay, you know what I'm saying? It's fine. And the thing is that I feel like people who in that position to where if they say your name or do something, like it could change your whole situation. But I've been able to change my situation without the acknowledgement from them. And I also feel like they know shit from Sugar. I think they do know that the shit is legit, but it's not what other people are talking about, so they don't want to be the one to say, okay, I feel like it's this guy. Like, I watched Bun B fucking hang on the cross on MTV when they were talking about, like, the newcomers, like, who was the best, whatever, and, like, early on in the list, my name was up there, and then he was the one who was like, no, like, put it back up there. Everybody, like, striking it down. No, let's do this, guy, let's do this. Bun B was like, bro, like, dude is doing this shit on his own, you know what I'm saying? So that matters. So whenever I do see something like that, it stick with me because it's pretty easy for people to do that, but they don't do it. It don't matter. You know, I see them all the time, you know what I'm saying? And they hang out. They want to hang out. It's like, yo, I saw that. I saw what you did, you know, but
I remember on NPR too, you said you do this for the art, not the awards, the longevity and the respect. Is that the motivation?
That's absolutely it, because I've been able to sustain myself, my family, make opportunities for my friends and people around me without the shit that I thought I would need to get my foot in the door.
Right.
You know, so I speak on this still to just remind artists who in the same position that, yo, if you paying your bills and you making enough to do what you need to do, that shit don't even matter. That's actually what it's about. You doing the shit to make sure you straight. So it don't matter if so-and-so say, you know, you on this or whatever. Although I do love the fact I make your list. It upsets motherfuckers. And I tell you every year, like, damn, bro, thank you, because people are pissed at you, you know what I'm saying? But fuck, it's like that. You one of them motherfuckers, bro. So like, when you do say that shit, it make waves. If you say something, you can go directly to a streaming site and notice some of your projects pop back up because somebody said your name at a time, you know, so that's my thing. My shit is this. You'll tell me that when we hanging out, but then you show that. There's motherfuckers who I'll see who'll tell me that bar for bar about shit, and then when it's time for them to say something, they forget my name. So, you know, I that's my thing.
Besides, success is your cologne, right?
Absolutely. I think they smell it on me, it upsets them. You know what I'm saying?
Word. Now, you've done full albums with Harry Fraud, The Alchemist, DJ Fresh, Jermaine Dupri, Traumatone, Fuse, Ski Beats, Kino Beats, and Status.
Nah, I had to say none of y'all niggas' names. Bro, just shouted y'all. Y'all know. Let's go.
Word. How do you decide which producer you're going to collaborate with? Like, do different producers bring out different moods from you?
Yeah, they do. They bring out different thought processes. When Alchemist is around, that's fucking like dungeon raps. You have to go into that fucking Jon Snow, Daywalkers kind of thing. Fraud is gonna make me put on the Magnum PI-esque Hawaiian shirt. We got the Ferrari Targa top thing.
Yeah.
Trimatone, though he's not from New Orleans, makes me know I'm from New Orleans. So then those beats, I approach them a different way. Shit, I don't remember. Ski Beats is who he is. And the album that we made, I didn't even know. Like, I didn't know we were carving out a niche or doing anything.
He's the co-pilot.
Yeah, I didn't even know that's what was happening. Just like, I know who this is. He didn't really know who I was. And the beats he was playing when we first met were not the beats for me. He was like, I don't know, Dame brought this kid here, he's from New Orleans. Boom, 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 boom. He's just banging on the shit trying to make beats for me. And then I played him like some of my other tapes. And I'm like, yo, I was rapping over beats you made for Jay-Z, you know, not Jay-Z, but I did pretty good on these beats. Yeah. So then he was like, oh, and then it was way easier. Just every 5 minutes he made another beat. Yeah.
That's dope, man. And like I said, you're one of the most prolific artists in the game. In 2020, you released 9 albums in that year.
Yeah.
Has like oversaturating the market ever been a concern?
No, I hear about it from people who don't listen to me. That's the craziest shit. The listeners are not concerned. A motherfucker outside of the game is like, he's dropping too much. It's too much music. It's like, but what of it have you processed? Because if you did and you dug it, you would never say there was too much. I like weed. I like certain strains. You cannot give me too much of the strain I like. It don't matter to me. I don't care. I will find somewhere to put the shit. I'll smoke it all. It don't matter. That's what I like. You know what I'm saying? I always liken it to Max B. There was never enough Max B songs. Every time I would go onto a blog or something, I see a picture of bro and it's another song. So like, I still find songs that I haven't heard, and I feel like I know all of them. You know what I'm saying? Be Home in a little bit too. But I think that works for my listeners because when they find certain projects, or I'll see it happen on Twitter. Somebody will mention something. This is the greatest thing. It's like, oh, somebody say, have you heard this? Boom, boom, boom. And then they go off into fucking down a rabbit hole. Yeah. So it's good to provide that much material so that when you do hook a listener, they have the rabbit hole to go down, and then they remain loyal to your sound because you're giving them enough stuff. Like, Talib Kweli told me once, he was like, you don't have to share fans. Like, the people that listen to you, they don't give a fuck who's coming out. If you coming out, that's what they're gonna listen to. And if you provide enough music like that, they'll never have to go buy dope from nowhere else because like, you always got them straight.
Keep them fed.
Yeah.
Right. And one of those guys I mentioned is DJ Fresh. You connected with him last year twice on the Tonight Show.
Autopilot.
And the Encore.
Bro.
What makes him such a great collaborator?
Because it reminded me of instrumentals, like when I would go on LimeWire and shit to take shit I wanted to rap over. Like those are the beats other motherfuckers would have, and I would have to wipe their shit off and then do what I feel like I wanted to do every time he sent something.
Like those J Arms instrumentals.
Yeah, yes, bro, that's legit how he get down.
Yeah, one of my favorite moments from those albums, like Press Reset, Stay the Course, Never Get a Back.
Yeah, and they happen fast, bro. Like I don't have to pace around trying to think of it. You know what I'm saying? I could see, like, 'cause I see the rap when I hear the beat. Like whatever movie I'm thinking about, whatever card this might start with, I kind of could see it. So when his shit come on, it's like he playing the beats through a projector. Like Fraud the same way, because I see already what I'm gonna say, you know?
That's a good point, because I want to pause on that song right there, Never Get It Back.
Yeah.
Like, what made you go in that direction with that track?
The Lost and Turned Out sample.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had got a lowrider that painted, and I got it back that day. And when I was looking for like a song to post the first glimpse of the paint job on Instagram, and I wanted to break the lowrider internet. I was like, damn, what's the right record? And that was it. So when I played that, the original with the clip, Fresh was like, yo, did you name your car this? Is this what you doing? I was like, yeah. Then he sent the beat.
Wow.
I'm like, fucking right, let's go. It wasn't nothing I could do.
I feel like you were teasing somebody with that record.
See, it sounds hurtful. But honestly, it's really a lowrider song because the car was one thing. It was a stock Chevy, and it rode and it did whatever she did in 77. A clean car, brought people to school, to work, to the bank, whatever the fuck. But she's mine now. And completely different. in and out, comes off the ground, did all kind of shit that she never would have thought she would do in 77. So the motherfucker who had her first wouldn't even recognize her. She's lost and turned out. She's here now and doing all kind of other shit. There's batteries all in the trunk, all kind of shit. She's never gonna be the same.
Wow, it was a personification. It wasn't even about a woman.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? It never is. It's always about causing money.
There you go. And I know you don't like ride to your own music. You say you rather listen to your friends. No, it's terrible. No, stop it.
I would never. That idea, the sentiment of riding to your own stuff, I can't imagine.
But you say you rather listen to your friends or jam.
Yeah, I got a lot of talented friends. You said Fendi P.
Yes.
Smoked all us on the song. This dude put out so many albums. I got shit I could listen to in my car.
But I have to ask, how do you rank the Currency projects? Like, what's your top 5? Do you have a top 5?
Nah, I just have like
no order.
Nah, I just have like the experience of recording the project. So like I can only talk about Weekend at Bernie's because I remember like how many of my friends had rode from New Orleans to Atlanta when we was recording. So like every time I looked up, it just was somebody who was around all the time. So it just felt like we didn't really go nowhere. But we did, 'cause the scenery was different. We brought like 2 or 3 of my cars there. Like my leg was broken, but we still had a good time though. Like the shit was cool. So I remember that. I just remember the process of putting that album.
Oh, so you just go by most like the memories.
Yeah. That's what it's about.
I got a top 5, and this is in no order.
Oh man.
I need you to evaluate.
Okay.
So I got Collection Agency.
Yeah. Those are great. Those are good.
The Type of Prodigy, Smoke Break, Full Metal.
Good records. Full Metal, the beat made me cry before I wrote it.
When you got that beat from Alchemist.
We did it all in one day except for that song. Because when the beat, like me and my eyes well up. Wow. So I was like, well, all right. I just met this dude. So I don't know if Alchemist needs to see this of me. So I just went back to the hotel and thought on it. And then I laid it after that. I couldn't fuck with it at first.
It's such a
he have those. It's a few of those that he's giving me that do that.
Man, that was one of them ones, man. Yeah. So I got Collection AC, Covert Coup, Motivational Use, Pilot Talk, and Tonight Show.
All right.
Subject to change.
That's super solid. Tonight Show, the first installment. I definitely stand by you choosing that one. Based on the experience. I remember some of that recording because Fresh came down like just to hang out and give me some beats and see what was gonna happen. And I was like, no, bro, we do the whole album today. Like I don't fuck around like that. You here right now, like let's do 12 songs and then you go back to your hotel and go to sleep. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
He didn't know that's what the fuck I was on. So, you know, that was cool. He just didn't really know I was gonna He did not know that's how it went.
And see, for motivational use only, I love that so much. It felt like a complete project. And like,
come on, in 7 records.
7 records, straight to the point. And like Essence Fest, I was
there's
like the first
40
time.
more of those.
So is there a part 2?
Yeah, there's 40 more of those. I just was moving so fast in Atlanta, I forgot to hit bro and be like, yo, we coming over there to grab shit.
Wow.
You know, we not waiting. We're not waiting on you, bro. We know you got a lot. It's a lot going on.
Yeah.
R&B, Mariah Carey, Money Long. It's a lot of shit happening, man. It's cool. We gonna pull up and get us about 3-4 records, and then we gonna come back and holler at you. We gonna put together an album with a few producers. Even though I always line up with one and we do a thing, it's like, no, let me get like 2 or 3 from you. Let me get a couple from you.
Yeah.
I want to do that shit too. I do that. I just haven't done it in a long time. So the next thing I do will be that.
Gotcha.
And I will appreciate the apologies and the newfound fucking accolades or whatever, but I don't need it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like the same thing when when we dropped it, I told you, I was like, motherfuckers who wasn't tipping they had to me before will now because they're gonna give it an ear because of who's rolling it out with me. You know what I'm saying? So when we come back this time, you know, you can stream it and all, listen to it, go buy it, you know, it's whatever. But just don't walk up on me and be like, oh, I've been done, blah blah blah. Like, nah, nigga, it's good.
Yeah, we also need a new audio dope.
Yeah, I know. I have one.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, I got
87
one in the cut.
on the way?
Yeah, I got one in the cut. Don't worry about it. It's already done. It's on the next fraud. It's on the follow-up.
Okay.
Yeah, it's on the follow-up.
Dope.
It's done.
Now, what I also admire about you, Currency, is that your commitment to being one of the top rhyme spitters, right? I remember you said on your song Clever Captions, these days rappers seldom be rapping, not me though, Mount Mashing. Like, how often are you writing and recording?
If it's raining, I go to the studio. If it's not raining, I'm in my car.
Yeah.
I'm in New Orleans, it rains a good bit, you know what I'm saying? So I might be in there for 2 weeks and then never for the month, you know what I'm saying? But within that 2 weeks, I did so much, you know. Yeah, and I said that because motherfuckers is more. I get it because you gotta keep the algorithm working with you, but people are more. Musicians are content creators as opposed to making music, and I'm not mad at them. I'm not mad at them because motherfuckers streaming and doing this and making millions and millions of dollars while you trying to think of how to make this rhyme and still convey that you have a brain and a heart and it's falling on deaf ears. So it'd be better for you to just do a backflip off your condo and try to land through your sunroof and then say that your album coming out. Like I understand that shit, but like let's make the music us musicians. Right. You know. Yeah.
Is it true after a show you get back to the studio?
Yeah, for sure.
Wow.
Yeah, and a lot of times what I do is if I'm in a city where I know and like, see, I know Fraud here, you know, that's what I do. I get done and then I just go in there. Cause you still kind of pumped up from the game. So then after that, that's like motherfuckers stay in the gym and shoot more. Like you still pumped up, so you might as well just go get it over with.
Yeah. A lot of your music is like self-affirming. And the majority of your songs, right, you have this mantra that you like to recite that goes,
come on,
keep the E in it, Chevy's on switches,
all right. Yes, all right. In it. Yeah, we'll have to.
Don't post me in your pictures. If you keep it secret, we can always kick it.
All right.
Rule number 1, they'll talk about me around your nigga.
That's it.
Loose lips sink ships and the ships ain't sinking.
That's it.
Where does this mission statement come from?
It was a bar in a song, and then I couldn't believe that I strung all that together. Like at first, it was just 4 bars, like keep the in and Chevy on Twitter, smoking weed and I'm posting pictures. That was it.
Okay.
Then like if you keep see what we kick it, rule number 1 time around, then I added that like maybe like months later. Cause I started saying it at the end of the songs. I'm like, damn, I killed that. So now I just start adding more and more and more to it. And Fraud have a record right now that is, it starts off with that, and the whole song is just everything else that I could possibly think of that will rhyme, that will work with that, and still sound as menacing and as instructive as it did. Yeah. You know? Yeah.
It's like a life philosophy though.
For sure it is. It is. And if anybody can understand that, then they understand you, and y'all are never butt heads. Yeah.
So we know what rule number 1 is. Is there a rule number 2? Have you developed that yet?
Because how could we have, that's the most important. Protect me. You know, don't go home and say to this man who worked hard to make a way for you, have you heard the new, he just dropped a video, I think he bought a so-and-so. Don't do that because he know you don't care about lowriders. You don't care about that kind of shit. You saying that for other reasons, and now you making the block hot. Just, you know, go home, be like, yo, I love how you cut the grass before I got here. You know, you're a hell of a man, and don't talk about nothing else. Yeah, and we can always hang.
We can always kick.
We can always hang.
I love that.
Forever and ever.
Get that tattooed on my back,
that's
man.
easy, bro. It's so cool. Straight up.
Now let's take it back though, Currency, man. I read that at one of your shows, a DJ played Jay-Z's "Feeling It," right? You said it felt like a movie of your life.
For sure. Like, it was an after party.
Yeah.
It was at the after party.
What was it about that song that made you feel that way?
I like that song, for one. I also heard Camp Low rapping over the beat.
Yes.
I love that one too. But what happened was I remember hearing stories, and even before I got around Dame, I watched if it wasn't Street, it was Streets is watching the movie, right?
Yeah.
But then after they were speaking about the struggles they were having, like trying to get the deal and blah blah blah, and speaking about the things they did with their money and how the shit we saw wasn't set up for the video. That was their life, and that's how it was. And when we was at the after party, I was like, damn, you know, outside looking in, this looks contrived. It looks like we said, put these bars right here, put this right here, put these girls right here, do this, make these lights like this. But it really was just more of the job. You know what I'm saying? I was like, damn, like this this feel like it's not real, but it's absolutely
it's
what
real.
we're doing right now. Yeah,
Absolutely.
So this shit is a movie.
And growing up on the east side of New Orleans, your father introduced you to a lot of music, right?
Yeah.
What was he playing?
He sang. He was in a group.
Oh, okay.
But you know, things happen, and you gotta put dreams to the side to make sure you could take care of the things. So that was a dream deferred that I saw through for him. You know what I'm saying? But what he would do all the time is open my door and like just spoiled moments like, oh, you know that he didn't make that beat. You know that's not that's not the first time that happened. And then he'll play me the real one, and that's why I think like my lowrider oldies volume is so extensive, because between him and my mom having card games and playing music all the time when ladies come to play cards and shit like that, I always heard the original versions of stuff. You know?
Did he hip you up to a lot of rap?
My pops?
Yeah.
No.
Okay.
No, he definitely came in and told me like, you know, that's not that. That's what he come to do. Yeah. Yeah, but he liked it. He dug it, but he was like, nah, that's not that, bro.
Yeah.
That is this. That's this. So he made sure I had like vinyls in my hand. And then what that did, like, that's how I'm so big into like the artwork that go with my music. Because with his vinyl collection, I would just ask to hear something based on how it looked. So like Shaft soundtrack, to see motherfuckers swinging from the 5K with a gun, like, put this on. You know, Superfly soundtrack, like, yeah, well, play this, I want to hear this
Curtis
shit,
Mayfield.
Yeah. So that's what mean a lot to me with that.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
I was surprised to learn.
Pop did that. That's two things. When I get back home, I don't know, I might owe him a watch or something. He did do that. He did do that for sure.
Shout out to Pops, man.
Yeah.
I was surprised to learn that you still live in New Orleans, right?
Yeah.
It's not exactly the safest place in America.
Yeah, but nowhere is safe.
Yeah.
You just gotta know how to move around. You know what I'm saying? Don't put your arm in the lion cage. Go to the zoo.
Right.
Just don't go to fucking with the animals. You know what I'm saying? Like, they tell you how to survive in that bitch. It's the same.
So you never decided to want to relocate?
Nah, I like to go places, but I mean, all my cars and shit at the house, and I don't want to learn what street not to go down in your neighborhood. Or I know who gonna yank you out the car at home, so they're not gonna come get me. Out here, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Motherfucker might say he cool, then next week I'm something to eat, so I'd rather kick it where I'm at.
Yeah, you spoke to the violence that existed in the city a little bit, like on Pilot Talk 4 on the track So Easy. You remember you eulogized your friend Derek.
Yeah. That was the first law. I had one of my buddies killed when I was 10, but he was a great deal older than me, so it didn't really hit like that. But when I was 12 and my classmate got killed by other classmates of ours, that fucked me up.
Yeah.
Because that was the first day of school that it happened. So I was like, damn, I don't,
Yeah.
like now what, But that's every time something like that happens, you think you can't get past it. But it happens. After a while. We lost a homie this morning. So
sorry to hear that.
Shit is what it is, bro.
Wow.
Yeah. But it wasn't the street. You feel a little better when the motherfucker didn't punch the clock on the homie. When it's with something else, you kind of could come to terms a little bit faster.
Right.
Yeah.
Impacting that at age 12, like.
Yeah, that was some bullshit. Because I really was just, my whole mind was on trying to get home and explain to my mom what I would do around the house to get these certain pairs of shoes that I needed for the 7th grade. Like, I'm going to need these, and these. But when I walked in the house, the news was on.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I think we all found out at the same time. I never really asked my mom if they knew before I got in the house. You know what I'm saying? I don't really remember. But when I walked in, it was on the TV. And then that was it.
That's tough to experience at such a young age.
Yeah, it was
At what age did you recognize your gift to rap?
Maybe a little bit right before that. The homie down the street who wanted to clean his money up was like, hey, y'all little niggas need to rap or make a group. We gonna go to these talent shows. We gonna do this, blah, 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 blah. So I'm like, fuck, all right. And we had a rap about Dennis the Menace, Mr. Wilson.
Mr. Wilson.
Yeah, we had wrote this rap about Dennis the Menace and shit. And
do you remember it?
No, but the hardest line, which wasn't mine, was my buddy said, you think, now we were maybe 10, 11.
Okay.
This kid says, you think I'm high? You think I'm a joke? the closest thing to me is caffeine free. The closest thing like drugs to me is caffeine free Coke. And wait. And yesterday I bought a tennis racket. Today I'm going back to buy a starter jacket. Like some shit like that. He said, I was like, he's killing me. He was killing me on the song, but fuck.
That wasn't Fendi P though.
Nah, well, just another time I got murdered by one of the homies on the track. Yeah.
Word. You say you got love for the rap game, appreciate the things it's done, but at the same time it's left you scarred. Like
For
what
sure.
caused those scars?
Thinking that other people were like me. You know, like you keep it so funky, you imagine there's no way somebody could front on you because you lay all the cards on the table. That's always how I operate. I'm like, if I'm telling you what it is, there's no reason for you to feel like you need to try to get over because here it is, let's do this.
Yeah.
But motherfuckers always a figure like, oh, motherfucker, you know, they figure they could try and take advantage because you move like that. And that's the only thing I've pretty much encountered in the game except for the people who walked in the room with
Right.
me. Like everybody else showed me exactly that it is exactly that, except for my folks, you know what I'm saying? In any instance, that's what it is. Even if it don't happen to me, it happened to somebody next to me to where I'm always telling people like, don't talk loud about your ideas. Just shut up immediately. Like just, go home. Don't do nothing, you know what I'm saying? Because motherfuckers around you with more capital and who arms longer than you will take that shit and do it. I said it like they will borrow your style like you weren't about to do nothing with it because they can do more and can grab a bigger audience than you with your idea and they'll do it to you every time to keep themselves alive. You can't even be mad,
Yeah.
If it was the jungle, you wouldn't trip. Like it's like that's what they do.
All right. And you're seen as like this independent maverick, right? And you documented your come up on songs like opening credits.
For sure.
But there was a time when you thought you even had to move back with your mom.
Yeah, I mean, I'm realistic about it.
Yeah.
And I was watching the clock and I had created in my mind, it was like Operation Blow Before You 30.
Wow.
Because like what I see, motherfuckers try, and in the midst of you hustling, you're not watching the clock, and then reality could set in. And that's mental health issues, and that's where all that shit comes from.
Yeah.
Like where I think I have, with anybody who do have issues with me, I'm like, oh no, it's because you're looking at the clock, you're probably my peer, and shit didn't work out for you. And there's no other way for you to amass this lifestyle or whatever you thought you was gonna have, and I managed to do it. And now the clock is where it's at, and you got to do what's according to, you know what I'm saying, what's within your realm realistically, with how much time you got left on Earth. So it makes it gets dicey.
And during that time, you had to sell like your first lowrider?
Yeah, I had to sell my foe.
Damn.
I got that I bought it from Wayne. He bought it from Mac 10. I bought that, and then once I split from the situation, all of these things I had, all the toys, I couldn't maintain them. You know what I'm saying? It was either like studio time or keep the lowrider.
Wow.
You keep the lowrider, like, are you a professional lowrider? You know what I'm saying? What you gonna do? So it had to go. I had to do the music and make sure I could get another one.
And your lights were literally off at that time?
I lived in without lights. It was not even a thing. I don't even really. I figure a lot of people have done that. I don't think it's that serious.
Yeah, in the 1800s currency.
Well, but I'm saying like anybody who's trying to do something, they have that story. Cuddy lived in the dark. I remember him saying some shit like that too. You know what I'm saying? It's just that's what you do. And then when I did have lights, like there was just some shit you just didn't have. Like me and my buddy, we just was talking about King of New York the other day. I had to tell him like, it was so important to me because that was a VHS I had, and I had like no, there wasn't cable or no shit like that. So I just watched it over and over again when I did have power. You know what I'm saying? And then when I got the fucking Xbox 360, I got a DVD of it and just let it just loop around the whole time. Yeah.
But how did you stay encouraged during this time?
I mean, because I saw it. See, it was like this. So that means at one point I kind of had the idea that I was going to have it because I saw other people around me with it and with more shit than I could imagine. So then when I went downwards, like I was like, nah, I saw it already. Like God wouldn't even show me Ferraris and shit if that wasn't what I was going to get.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And it panned out.
Yeah.
But if you know that, you have to stay in that. If your fate wavers in yourself, because I know everybody don't believe in the same God. Some people don't believe in God. But what I think people do agree on, like, is that it's in you. Like the idea of God is in you. So if you don't have no faith in yourself, you don't have faith in God,
Right.
it's not gonna pan out. I always felt like if I say a duck could pull a truck, hook it up, because I feel like it's gonna do it. You know what I'm saying? So that's it.
And you've been part of the major label system before, getting your start with Master P, hooking up with Wayne, releasing an album on Atlantic Records.
And watching shit they was dealing with.
Yeah.
And watching like motherfuckers like have something ready right now, but it can't drop right now. We got to do this, or so-and-so got to come out, and it's not even in y'all's genre, but we're all bells and whistles towards this like world music, and then we gonna come back and do this even though y'all ready right now, and I'm like, I can't fuck with it.
Yeah. I was gonna say, like, is that when you started to pivot independently?
That's part of it for sure. Cause I mean, I want to drop when I want to drop. I want to drop now. Like, I made it now. Like, what we have to wait for? Only thing will happen is it will become dated. Like, what? Maybe I'm talking about something that's right now. We gotta put it out right now.
Right. And you said record labels that give you $1 million and they treat you like a second-class citizen.
For sure.
And you could be.
They feel like it's you in the strip club. They threw the money on you. You know, so it's whatever. Like, that's literally what happened. That's what they do. It's whatever.
Hey, but you say a lot of artists could be just as big if they cut out the middleman. So for like up and coming artists, like how can they be like you? You know, accumulate major label paper.
You have to deal with the pay cut. Like, understand it's not gonna happen right now. It hurts right now. You know what I'm saying? Like, fucking, you can't have that right now. Do your work, and then all that shit comes in, and then the foundation you build off the work make those, everything you would claim, nobody could grab it. Motherfuckers get shit, they pop, like literally pop. It gets big, it pop, and then it don't exist no more. And that's not what you want. You just want to just continually grow until you don't want to do this shit no more. You know what I'm saying? Motherfuckers go too fast, pop, they get everything, they lose everything within a year. You know, that's a nightmare. And it happen all the time.
So it's not necessarily a timetable.
Nah, it can't be. It can't be. You know, it's outside of me saying the part about Operation Blow Before You're 30 and shit like that, because ageism exists in the game.
It does.
And it's just like, I'm lucky enough to kind of have transcended that, because it's kids who I'm like, I'm pretty sure I can walk past this group because they don't know, and then they be like, Spitta, and I'm like, oh, you're fucking 18, dog. You know what I'm saying? Like, but they know what's happening. So shit, I'm just one of the lucky ones. But with that in place, people in the industry had to be, or anybody who want to get in, have to be realistic about that. Like, I didn't set that. I don't like it. You don't like it. But it does exist. I don't know. It's like, I don't know where it came from, because I wasn't doing that when I was the younger one.
Right.
When I was the younger one, I'm like, shit, Raekwon gave me his number. I'm not gonna call him. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not gonna ask for a verse today. I don't know what to do. You know what I'm saying? But these motherfuckers here, like, you can't blame them because the money is coming in. You know, maybe we'd have been maniacs too if it felt like that. But I remember specifically Raekwon saying, like, nigga, you made how, like, you did what? Like, money wasn't like that at that point. I'm like, oh, that's crazy.
Yeah.
And then now, like, shit, my homie, fuck, name drop, I got a couple of, like, cool younger homies who have made it so far in this shit, you know what I'm saying? They making too much money. I'm sitting back just like, I don't, and they're like, oh, gee, what you think? Like, man, I can't tell you nothing, bro. Go ahead, you know what I'm saying? Buy a cruise ship, dog. I don't know, you know, whatever you want to do.
I love that line that you have. You said, if you wanted it to happen overnight, you're having a bad dream.
Hell yeah. If it happened overnight, that ain't gonna last, brother. That was a dream, that was a nightmare.
Yeah.
Because you gonna wake up and all that shit that you had in that dream is gone, bro.
Yeah.
That's a nightmare. I don't like those kind of dreams.
It's funny when I think about it now, like, not too many people can say they were a No Limit soldier and a Cash Money artist.
Not too many people as legit or as forthright, just righteous as I am.
Yeah.
Those situations, nobody got nothing bad to say. So, like, when motherfucker call HR from the other job, like, yo, we're thinking about picking this guy up. How was he at the office? You know what I'm saying? Had the people like, he's fucking cool. Do it. Birdman. I'm like, yeah, well, fuck it. Come on down. Shit was cool. You know, I never was a bozo in either situation. And if we need a verse from P, today we could get it. We need Wayne to get on the record. I'm sure dude gonna nail it. You know what I'm saying? It's cool.
It's a hell of a stat to say before Drake, before Nicki Minaj, you were the first artist on your money.
I was, you know what I'm saying? But I don't know how much a stat it was, because we didn't put one in the rafters. We didn't do the project.
Right.
I decided at that point that I need to do my own thing. You know what I'm saying? Right. So I think no matter where I was, that's what was gonna happen.
Yeah.
The situations I would be in, I'm like, yo, this is great, but I think I want to do it a different way, but I don't want to buck the system. And in the situation I was in, they had already existed. It was like fucking McDonald's. I can't tell you how to make the quarter pounder because y'all sold 80 billion zillion.
Yeah.
So I don't want to change it, you know what I'm saying? But I don't want to make them bitches. I want to do something else.
Yeah.
You know?
And this year actually marks the 20th anniversary of Lil Wayne's The Carter 2. You had a breakout moment on Grown Man.
Yeah, I'm all in the artwork on it.
Yeah.
I think about that every time when people trip about that album. Like, damn, like every time they do an anniversary or something, it's like a little tiny anniversary for me. Cause I'm like, yeah, dude, put me in the artwork and shit because that was the mindset we was in. It was like, nah, bro, you're next. We're gonna do this, you know.
What are your memories from recording that song in that time?
That I didn't think it would make the album. Yeah, I'm like, there's no way. It just don't work like that for me. You know what I'm saying? But it did.
Yeah.
It fucking did.
It did, sure did.
Yeah.
I remember on the record, New Devils, you said you had Bottega Shades in 2005. You and Mac made it.
Yeah, hell yeah. A lot of these brands, bro, Chrome Hearts, all that shit, bro, way back then. Jim Jones brung that shit to us, dude. Chrome Hearts and all that, way 04, 05. We was at some store out here buying it. I wasn't buying it. Them motherfuckers was buying it. Hat was $1,000, a fucking beanie, bro. 1,000, you're gonna sweat in there. $1,000, you know what I'm saying? $2,000 to fucking flip the wallet, you know what I'm saying? Like, nah, I'm cool. But they had all that shit way back then. And Bottega Veneta shades, I know for sure that's the only thing I was down to spend bread on because it looked like furniture. My mom had this little wicker basket, like chest in the crib, and the little woven pattern. The shades was like that. I'm like, take the money.
So y'all was getting lit in Hawaii?
Yeah. I was like, that's it. Take the money. I had them motherfuckers.
But then the next year, you were on Dedication 2. You were on there 3 times.
Yeah.
With a cash at, open the bottles, riding with the AK.
Yeah, wow. Riding with the AK. I was rapping about killing people. With God Bless It Dead, one of my big homies with guns that he had in the roof when Katrina came.
Yeah.
Like I remember him like putting these bitches up and he was like, just in case it get fucked up, he said, then when we come back, then we be able to get back on. And I was like, all right, and I put that in my rap. Man. I'm glad I didn't get in pop. I definitely fucking said that shit.
Do you remember the momentum surrounding the release at that time?
Of that album? I mean, of Dedication?
Yeah.
No, because bro locked in the same way I do, so whatever people were saying we didn't hear. We just heard whatever we was doing. Like, you know what I'm saying? We just going to the studio and kicking it. So and that wasn't in the phone era. There was really no way for us to check the climate.
That's true.
That people were anticipating this coming out.
You had to be outside.
Yeah, no, we didn't know that shit. Yeah. It's just you cars would ride past with the shit on. That's it. So you know.
We felt where the cash at though, man. That was a real break.
I didn't think that was gonna. I don't know. But you know what, bro? What I know, Dre and Snoop, they didn't think fucking On the Undercover Cop was gonna be
deep
the
cover.
shit. Yeah, they didn't fuck with that. So fucking that's the way it works.
Yeah.
Your breakout record, I don't think you like it. I think you just second guess yourself. Yeah. And you probably was right.
Did Omarosa or A-Marie ever hit you about that?
No, I'm so glad. I didn't want to offend one. You know what I'm saying? And I didn't want the other to think that I thought there was groups of her growing. Yeah. That's what I would have told her. If she would have ever came, like, no, there's only one. There could never be like a flock of views. I didn't mean that. I just meant, something close to you, something maybe that you may have high-fived in the studio before. Not you, baby.
We'll catch up on the flip side.
Yeah.
Then fast forward a few years later, you become one of the prominent voices in the blog era, right? You once said the blogs wouldn't be the same if you took Spitta out, right?
Yeah, that's real. That's real.
What was your reflections of the blog era that time?
They gave me a presence. Like how I say, the people who can kind of put you in motion now don't. These people had control over the whole internet. You're going to wake up, you're going to go on Smash.com. Yeah. You're going to go to All Hip Hop. You're going to go to Two Dope Boys.
Yeah.
And they are waiting for me to send them a record. They're like, you got another record? Like, shit, yeah, I do. So then they'll just fucking post a picture of me and a song. So you would log on, anybody that goes log on, they're not necessarily looking for me, but I'm there. Just like how I found Max B, you know what I'm saying? So constantly putting records out, it made people eventually just click on the shit.
Yeah.
So that was important because them dudes wasn't gatekeeping their position. Like, running those blogs wasn't making them millionaires, so they weren't like stingy about shedding light on you because they didn't know it was gonna do what it did. But I did see and I did respect when people spoke out about some artists who didn't show love back when our lives were changing based on the fact that they was posting our shit. It's like, yo, you kind of got that deal because the blogs are the A&Rs at this point. 2008 until the blog era like kind of faded. Yeah. The labels didn't fucking go to rap battles or go ask the street like who's the guy. They went on that shit and was like, 100 comments for this. Sign him. We don't even need to hear it. Just fucking get him a plane ticket. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? That's the kind of shit was happening.
And this is around the time you get the XXL freshman cover. That turns the corner. Right?
Yeah, I was that mattered too. That's what I'm saying. But the blogs did that.
Yeah.
Double XL, the magazine, I'm pretty sure had 90 more fucking rappers that they would have put on that shit. But fucking I had fucking Rob Markham.
Shout out to Rob.
Rob fucking was like, Rob was on the Bun B shit. Like, no, then drag me out this bitch if we can't do this because this dude belong here. Absolutely. Shit like that is what made that happen. But that was like an ally. He was in one foot in the door, but he really was us. Yeah. He really was from it because he still is, you know what I'm saying? Sure. So it's like that.
I also love when you said like during that time, South by Southwest, you could walk down the street and crash somebody's set.
That shit was different. South by Southwest is the Super Bowl now. It's South by Southwest powered by Kodak, powered by fucking Foot Locker. And fucking every block is some shit like that. Earpiece people and shit like that, and that wasn't the case.
Right.
I fucking walked into a Camp Low show. Out of the Camp Low show, the Cool Kids was about to go on stage. I fucking rapped with them. I walked out. Wiz and his manager walking to some shit. They about to go do, fuck it, I'm gonna come in there and do car service, you know what I'm saying? But all of you who I just showed up at y'all stages, make sure y'all go down to this on 6th Street that I have to do, and then everybody just come through and crash everything.
Yeah. How do you feel about when people talk about your influence? Like a guy like Playboy Cardi said he was your favorite rapper.
That's my brother.
Yeah.
That's my brother. That's one of the people I was about to send down. I was like, what do I look like saying these kids' names? You know what I'm saying? Right. Like, because they have gone so far, you know? But it matters a lot to me because when I was getting in and the artists that I looked up to, I would do shit to try and get their attention. Like I would rap on certain beats so that in case it came across his ears, like, yo, this motherfucker rapped on my beat, blah, 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 blah. And Cardi did that. Like motherfucker rapped on beats I rapped on with fucking, when I was selling t-shirts online, I don't even know how he found the shirts. He still managed to find like my first t-shirts and shit and had that shit. And I was like, damn, bro, that's crazy. And some of the songs that he made that I like the most, because he make his soundscape is vast. Yeah. Some of it, he know I'm not gonna listen to it in my car. You know what I'm saying? Right. And then there's ones that I will, and the ones that I do gravitate to, I can see like yeah, I can see how that I would have did that. I would have did that in that space if I existed in that space. Right. Cause I think about that sometimes too. I'm like, man, if I like just fucking went in there and went with my first mind, cause a lot of time I have ideas and I'm like, yo, I'm kind of too cool to even do anything outside my, you know. So I stay. But I'm like, yo, it's good to see motherfuckers not thinking like that and just pushing it. Cause you right every time you do that.
Right. Yeah. Now, Spitta, although you're one of the hardest working men in rap, you do have some unfinished business that needs to be addressed.
All right.
First.
Shit.
It's been 8 years. February 2nd, 2017. You and Big KRIT announced an album, Blacks and Chevys. What's the holdup?
Booby Miles, not me. I'm right here. You gotta call Booby, man. All That's not me. I'll do it all right now. That's Booby, bro. He gotta do the beats and he gotta do his verse too. That's a daunting task. I can understand, you know what I'm saying? Because he's gonna have to handle all I gotta do is come in there, bitch, 12 bars.
Yes.
Every song. And you know the last 4 is keep the E in it. So how much work I really gotta do, you know?
Okay, fair enough. Now, a year ago, Larry June said, he tweeted, "Come on, Currency, let's finish that album.
That's
What's
up
the
to
latest
Larson.
update?"
That's not me. That's Lars,
Come
man.
on.
I'm here, bro. This motherfucker with him and 2 Chainz on boats. Him and 2 Chainz on boats and doing shit with Alchemist and all. They ain't got time. So when you find time, I'm gonna be around. It's good.
That's what it is?
Yeah.
Because you and Larry,
that's always what it is.
You and Larry always make magic together.
That's my man's pots and pans.
Yeah.
But when he ready, it's good.
Do you have a favorite Larry collabo
That
you
we
guys
did?
done?
Pay scale.
Pay scale. Oh.
But only on experience wise. I don't know no words either of us said, but I was in Atlanta. This chick brought a pan of fried Oreos, or did she fry them there? Hey, I think the homegirl came and fried Oreos in DJ Drama in them studio on some shit for me. And Killer Mike came.
Okay.
And he was like, "What the fuck is going on here?" I'm like, "I'm living," you hear me? So the beat came on. He was like, "Nah, go ahead, do your thing." He was like, "I'm about to break out." He came and brought some fire to me. He split. And I was like, "Well, shit, I was gonna see if bro wanted to get on. I might well send this one to Larry right quick." Fucking boom. Yeah. Wow. After that, I was like, yeah, we just have to always, we gotta always do.
You have to.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
I think mine's is Big Yacht Music Part 1.
I know it is.
Man.
I know it is for sure. You talk about yours, bro. I gotta give it up, bro. Thank you, man.
I listen to that song
Thank
so much.
you, bro.
I think I deserve a writing credit.
Nah, not necessarily. A listening credit.
A listening credit.
Yeah.
I like Shout Out and Sunday Morning Drive.
Shout out, my one. I like that one. We shot the video in Miami, like for Rolling Loud.
Yeah.
I rarely even care like to stop chilling to work if I'm in a chilling thing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But I was like, nah, let's hurry up and do this right quick.
We gotta get a Big Yacht Music
cool.
Part 2. Is that possible?
Yeah, man. That we might just name the album Big Yacht Music.
Yeah.
It was gonna be Oranges on a Jet. Something like that was the name of it. I have the artwork for it too. Yeah. We'll get to it.
We'll get to it.
Yeah.
Are we ever gonna get...
Ask them niggas these questions when they pull up.
All right, last
'Cause
one.
it's on them.
Last one. Are we ever gonna get High Fly 2? Wiz Khalifa?
Text him and ask
So you're never the problem, Currency.
I have not once ever been the problem. I'm not never the problem. I've never been the problem. Shout out to my homie Problem.
You know, this is a problem, Primo Rice. I love the relationship you guys have. I love your voice on Jill Scott.
Yeah,
man.
what happened, bro? At a Larry June show at the Howlin' Wolf some years ago, me and Larry in the green room smoking, and I'm like, who's this rapping right now? Because he had the cadence from Big Timers Get Your Roll On. Like that, whatever song Primo was doing, it sounded like that.
Okay.
So when he got all the stamp, like, look, bro, we're gonna figure this out some kind of way, and then we swap numbers, and then we just start working.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It feels like right now we're in like a lifestyle rap renaissance led by you, Payroll, Dizza.
Not so much a renaissance because we've always been making music.
Yeah.
And lifestyle rap.
You call it jet music.
Lifestyle rap. I like to say that I didn't know. I used to say I didn't know that was a genre. People would say that, and I'd be like, "What exactly?" And then I received receipts today. I can't think of the name of the site, but 2012, I tweeted, founder or co-founder of lifestyle rap. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? No, I said the genre is lifestyle rap. Not sure if I'm the founder, but co-founder for sure.
For sure.
Thank you guys. And left it alone, you know what I'm saying? So when they threw that up today, I was like, oh, okay, I did say that. I did that because the music didn't fall within it didn't belong on the shelf of the other music that I ever created. Like No Limit and Cash Money music is like, all right, gangster rap is what you know what I'm saying? I hate, like, that's really what you're gonna say. So I'm like, well, that's not that. Like, this is not that. This is literally about what shoes I'm gonna put on. So this is lifestyle rap. You know,
it's aspirational.
Yeah, I didn't know what to call it. And I didn't think I called it anything, but I said that in 2012 for sure.
Well, part of that lifestyle revolves around your love for cars, man.
Yeah.
You say your driveway's like a stunt fest. I know you purchased your 12th Impala. So what's the official car count at this point?
It grows in my sleep, so I'm not really sure, man.
Wow.
Birdman had 50.
Yes, he did.
All right. I know I don't have 50. All right.
Okay.
Yeah, because at that point, I would go full Super Saiyan, and I would have a glow, like the Bruce Leroy glow would emit from my skin. So I think we had maybe like 41, 42.
Damn.
But when I break 50,
42.
like know that you remember when Bruce Leroy had like 8 arms, like that's how I'm coming through.
Shit, what's the policy looking like? Damn, that's full
Hey man,
coverage.
you get fleet, the fleet package, fleet insurance, like a cab company.
Oh, really? Wow.
And you just, just bless them all. That's all.
And you really got to cause from watching your father's partners, right?
From them and my mom. My dad's homies fucked with cars and bikes. And my mom fucking didn't want me to walk off in the grocery store in Kmart and shit. So if I stuck with her when we got out, we'll go through the aisle and grab 2 or 3 Hot Wheels. So that shit just, I would not throw my cards away. You get the card out.
Yeah.
And I would keep the backs and all that shit like forever.
I felt like this is kind of Masterpiece fault because you said when you were on this tour bus, you told yourself when you get a bunch of money, you're going to buy all the player shit possible.
Yeah, shit, yeah. I was watching them fools. I'm like, man, they would get cool stuff, but bro, like P had a fucking Ferrari 360, but it was Gucci wrapped. Like a great car.
Yeah.
Did we have to, all over print, vinyl wrap it in Gucci? And like at that time. So I was like, man, I would have bought that, but I'd have left it like this.
Yeah.
If I ever get my foot in the door, I'm gonna just show fools how I would do it.
Do you still drive at least 5 cars a day?
Yeah.
Wow.
You got to. There's that morning drive before the joint. Everybody think I smoke a joint first. Like, nah, I get up, get in the car first. Bam, take a ride, come right back. There's like cool shit out around my house. Like we got like a defunct theme park. Who doesn't want to ride past decrepit roller coasters in a fucking C8 Corvette and like drop the top down while you're riding past vultures fucking swooping around this fucking theme park to see what they can eat, bitch. Like it's a good thing.
No electric cars though.
Nah, I'm cool. Radio control ones, we got 10 of them in the Sprinter. But the electric cars,
Teslas?
nah, that's not no real car, bro. I don't care how fast it go. It don't sound like nothing or smell like nothing.
Oh, man.
That's not no car.
I read that. Is it true that you gave your brother a Rolls Royce Wraith and he didn't want it?
What is this guy? He's right there.
You didn't want the Wraith?
He didn't want it.
Oh, man.
Yeah, I'm like, bro, like, fuck. What we gonna do? Because the color, I got the color in, and I'm like, all right, bro. It's time. But that's my dog. He not like that, bro. Like, he have streaks.
Yeah.
He's got streaks. He's got streaks where, like, he'll get like that. He might pull up, you know what I'm saying, millionaire frames and shit like that. Shoes I don't know about, that kind of shit. He'll do that, and then he'll never do it again.
I didn't even know it took 180 days to make a Wraith. You taught me that.
Yeah, man.
That's crazy.
It's handmade, there's robots involved, but there's a lot of human input in that car.
I know you said you never sold a ride besides the lowrider.
Yeah,
you still got your first
that's the one
Bentley.
I had to sell to live, but the first Bentley's still there.
Yeah.
Everything else.
And what were you referring to when you said the television money hit a little different? Check for 2 episodes, bought me 5 Bentleys. What was that? What was that about?
Some stuff I wrote.
Can you explain? Like, were you on TV or?
Nah. Well, yeah and no. Yes and no.
Explain.
Check cleared. Cars purchased. Don't worry about it. That way it could happen again.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you wrote something and they paid you handsomely for it. Oh wow. Okay. I'm in the wrong business.
Nah. You actually in the right one because motherfuckers probably gonna reach out to you at some point.
Yeah.
And then I'm gonna come back, yo, what happened?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm like, Currency sent me, man.
Yeah, and you won't talk about it.
There you go.
You won't
we
tell
keep
nobody.
a secret.
Yeah, all right.
Yeah, you say do you really swap out your mom?
That was that Travis Scott. Did you
That was
see him with that fucking laptop? I had to get my shit. Like my nigga, damn, bro, I fuck with you, dog, but are you prepared? Are you gonna cash me out for another laptop? Nigga ain't give a fuck, but I know that whole screen was full of ink and just I know
Sweet to
it.
death.
But what we got?
I was gonna say if your mom's Mercedes Benz, you really swap them out every Christmas Eve?
Come on, man. Absolutely. It's automatic now. What they call it at the bank? Direct deposit or something. Benz just come and take her other one on Christmas Eve and just park another one. It don't have nothing to do with me no more.
And you use her
program.
Do you use her driveway?
To house lowriders. Yeah, she's got 6 of them in her driveway.
Wow.
And when the ladies come to play cars, I heard this happen. My mom is legit. One of her card game members, the lady silhouettes, fucking checked her and was like, well, your club members would like to park like in your driveway to your house. And she was like, he gave me this house. Like, if he want to park all his cars inside the house, y'all gonna have to play cards in the driveway. That's what she told her. So fuck.
But did you buy a grocery store to
park cars? Yeah.
What?
It was perfect. It was gutted out. What else you gonna do?
Wow.
That's a warehouse.
So is that...
You're a listener, bro. That fans are appliances. I don't call people fans. You know what I'm saying? Because like that's like Hulk Hogan's coming out. Fans are happy for Hulk Hogan.
Right.
Because they believe that shit's happening. But a listener has gone into the shit and seen what it was, you know.
Yeah.
Appreciate you.
Absolutely. Is that the building that you bought? Because you say you bought a building.
That's a Jet Life store.
That's a Jet Life store.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Business is doing good.
Yeah, very good.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. We gotta bring you another box, man.
Please.
We'll send you one. Don't worry. We just we in work mode right now.
Yeah.
We'll be in gifting mode when we get back home and tally up how much we've brought home with us.
Word up. And I
might be a Rolex in the box with the hoodie.
What? Hey now. Best interview ever. I know you only spend your money on Chevrolets and equipment, so
yeah,
I appreciate
that's it. That's it. That's the only thing that I really could put my hands on and still get the enjoyment out of it.
Yeah.
Other stuff, you know, that's just money gone. I don't believe in trips and shit like that. I'm Jet Life, but I don't fucking want to go to Antigua with you, baby. I fucking would much rather us work on a fucking Camaro that we got out of the junkyard for the same price, and we would probably fix it up and always have that car.
Yeah.
Take rides in that car. Go to get pizza in that car. When we leave this place and you fucking left your bracelet and I got bit by some fucking island bug and all this shit, that's not what the fuck I want. Yeah, I'm not gonna spend money on that.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Well, before we get out of here, Currency, I have this segment on the show where I call Rap Opinions, where you talk about any rap opinion that you might have, something that, you know, might be favorable, unfavorable. Do you have a rap opinion by any chance? I have one. Okay. So,
this would maybe I can refine mine. Let's hear it.
So my rap opinion, I was thinking about you coming from New Orleans. I was thinking about some of the greatest albums out of New Orleans. I feel like 400 Degrees by Juvenile is the greatest New Orleans album of all time. Hush over the crowd.
I think pound for pound, and I'm basing this on impact, on the way it hit people who I cared about. Like Mr. Marcello was my ends all be all as far as uptown rap music.
Okay.
All right. And this was before he was like signed to No Limit or anything. And I remember we got ready to take a ride to Houston. And we turned around a cool 30 minutes like outside of the city to go back to the project because he didn't have 400 Degrees.
Wow.
Yeah, like we didn't have it and turned around and went and got this shit. And I was like, damn, bro, like that is what this is. And I remember I read a Source magazine, they interviewed Foxy Brown. And Foxy Brown fucking brought the Source people. They were like, no, stop, I need to go in the record store. And she went in the record store and bought 400 Degrees and came out and was like, y'all don't know about this, like this shit crazy. Like that's what happened.
Man.
So the way other people did that, cause mine, I like the first album better. I like Soulja Story better than that. Yeah, okay. I like that album better. But as far as what 400 Degrees did, it explained the city. It kind of made it more palatable. Yeah. For people to understand what we was doing and what was going on, because Soulja Stories, you damn near had to be from New Orleans to understand what he was talking about. He would just talk strictly for us, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. But it sounded good. And anybody outside of the region, when they did get their hands on it, they know it's a hard-ass album. Yeah. But it's like, yo, I don't know what that is. I don't know where were they hanging out? What's this street? You know what I'm saying? So he did it, he kind of made it more general in that one, made it a little more easy for people to get into it. So, when he said, it did the job. He did the job.
Nah, eat, sleep, shit, and talk rap. I'm like, oh, this guy.
That album did do the job. I thought you was like asking me like
anything.
I just think like, you know, rappers don't dress as cool as they used to.
That's that lifestyle.
That's just my whole, that's my, I don't know, you know, style icons that were around when I got down. People borrowed their shit right up into until maybe a year or two ago, and then now it's completely, it's Blade.
It's
like that's the oh fuck, it is Comic-Con. I thought it was Blade. I was like, nah, everybody's like a vampire or a vampire slayer, but you right, it's fucking Comic-Con.
Oh man,
shit.
Yeah, I remember Pusha T said that. He said your favorite rapper dressed like Comic-Con.
Damn, bro.
Yeah.
Damn, man. It's crazy because it's a double-edged sword because motherfuckers who I respect their art shock me sometime with their art. And I'm just like, oh, all right, well, shit, I can't trip because I'm pretty sure they'd be like, man, this nigga here dressed like a janitor. He's always got dickies. Why is he working on cars? Like, bro, he never sauces it up. I'm not gonna, you know what I'm saying? Like, fuck, what works, bro.
Word up.
So, it is what it is.
Man, it is what it is. And guess what? You'll never catch us, man.
Never. Not ever. You don't have a chance. I appreciate you trying. It's cool to see you running and gasping for air, but you'll never catch us.
Absolutely. Make sure y'all stream it now. Currency, Harry Fraud, never catch us.
Didn't smoke, didn't think about it, didn't open this bottle, didn't take a shot, none of it.
We did get to hang out with Larry, though.
Solid guy, you created such a good vibe, man. I thought I was high anyway.
Hey,
yeah,
there we go.
Fucking right, man.
Currency, Hot Spitta, thank you, man. Appreciate it.
I get a cup, though. You want to take a shot for it?
Why not?
All right.
We out of here. Peace.